I did not.
Mm.
I did not. You know that I'm focused on work. The last thing I want to do is get distracted at a singles event. As much as I really would like to get distracted at a singles event, I didn't want to get distracted at a singles event. So I just came for a little bit, got some content, talked to a few people, and then I was out of there. But it was very successful. A lot of people were there having a good time. Lots of girls, guys, and dressed up and looking for someone.
All right.
So that was good. And then I rolled over to Strata after that. Have you been to Strata?
I have not.
We have to go to Strata.
Okay.
Strata is a great little place. It's across the street from LA Live. And it's basically kind of Italian comfort food. They do have pizzas, whole pizzas and pastas, and I love all the food there. It's really good.
Okay.
Had a wonderful time there. Stayed there pretty late, just chit-chatting, telling stories. So that was good.
Cool.
Right.
Sounds good.
What else do we got to cover this week?
You explored the Grand Central Market and found out a little information about the China Cafe.
The China Cafe.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. When I go into the Grand Central Market, I don't usually notice the China Cafe because when I think Chinese food, I think I'm going to go to Chinatown. So I thought, wait a second, I'm always walking right by China Cafe. I've been there before. Don't get me wrong. In the 10 years that I've been here.
You know why I always think about the China Cafe? Because the China Cafe is still one of the original spaces from there.
Right.
Every time I walked in there when I was a child, and that was our supermarket, there was a juice place right next to the China Cafe. So my mom always made me have this carrot juice. It's like, we gotta have special carrot juice, so you don't lose your vision when you're. Yeah, I guess she was right because I don't wear glasses. So
it must be the carrot juice from Grand Central Market. Thanks, Mom.
But China Cafe has always been there, and it's still there, which is so cool to see. And it almost now it stands out because it feels like it doesn't fit in because everything else is just so like modern or evolved.
It's like it's got the original sign and everything.
Yeah, and China Cafe is just doing your thing. People are just like slurping their soups there and all that stuff. It's such a good thing.
I had the works. I was hungry. Okay. I overdid it. I had rice. I had chow mein. I had Mongolian beef. It was really yummy. I ate it all.
You were just by yourself?
Yeah, just by myself. I don't know what happened. I think I left the gym and I was like, I got to get something to eat. I was thinking I was supposed to go to the office and work, but I'm like, no, I'm going to go I got to get something to eat. Sent it up there and I got the works. It was funny because I ordered it and the girl's like, is it okay if it's to go? And I got confused by that. Isn't the whole Grand Central Market technically to go?
No, there's sit down.
Yeah, well, no, I said, well, can I sit over there? She's like, yeah, you can sit anywhere you want. What she meant was you can't sit at the counter because they were painting it or something. Oh. So I'm like, to go.
So they're remodeling the counter.
They're doing a little cleanup and painting or something. But yeah, they've been there since 1959.
Okay.
It's the original menu. The China Cafe. Original menu, 1959. The same ownership family. So the original owner sold it to someone else in the family, sold it to someone else in the family, sold it to someone else in the family. And there's 22 seats at the bar, which you can't sit at the night I was there. You had to go.
Okay.
And it's on the west side of the Grand Central Market, right when you walk in, like you said.
Yeah.
Right next to the Angel Flight.
It's across from the Angel's Flight.
Yeah. Right. Angel's Flight's one of my favorite things in downtown.
Yeah.
It is. It's super cool.
It's a great way to cut time.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just cut right across.
And it only costs $1. You go up for $1, you go down for $1.
Yeah. Best deal in town for $1.
Right. If you're, pro tip, you get some food at the Grand Central Market. You take the Angel's Flight up. And then in the California Plaza, you can chill in there. There's an auditorium. You can sit there. There's tables. There's grass. Sometimes there's events up there. It's a good little date night. Yeah. Maybe I should have grabbed someone from the Moxie and rolled over to Angel's Flight with some China Cafe and gone to California Plaza.
That sounds like a good date.
For a late night.
Yeah.
Cheap date.
Yeah, you still can.
I'd have to go back to the Moxie to make some moves.
Yeah.
It's kind of late for that.
I'm sure they'll have another event. Chaotic Singles?
Chaotic Singles.
Yeah. That's a weird name.
TikTok world, man. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, so I love that part of the Grand Central Market though, because I do love Angel's Flight. Okay. Pro tip on the Angel's Flight though.
Another pro tip.
Another pro tip. Yeah. You got to be very careful. It's a little bit annoying, but it's the reality.
Okay.
It costs $1 to go up. You can use your Metro card, right?
So that means it's free?
No. You have a Metro card. There's two types of Metro card. Like as many rides as you want for the month. That's not going to work there.
Oh.
But if you have the one where every ride it subtracts money from your balance.
Oh, I see.
So let's say it's so it takes $1. If you have a Metro card, you can't do that twice and take someone with you.
No.
For some crazy reason, Metro doesn't allow that. Even though
Okay.
it's subtracting money for each one,
Yeah.
they won't let you do that. So you can use one,
Hmm.
and then you got to pay for the other one. Makes no sense, but whatever.
So how's that a pro tip?
Because you want to be prepared. Show up with money or credit cards or
Okay.
change or something. By the way, and for fun, mention to the guy that works there. He really loves hearing about it. By the way, it doesn't make any sense that you can't swipe your card and have the money detract. Sorry, the Metro is going to hate me.
Yeah.
But by the way, so getting back to our night, our new gallery, speaking of the Metro, is right across the street. It's coming in 2nd and Broadway.
Okay.
We have an amazing artist. I can't even tell you his name yet because he's not ready to announce.
That's
He's
how
doing some
amazing he
things.
is?
He's so amazing.
Doesn't have a name.
But that's right across the street from one of the new Metro stops.
Okay.
I want to go check those out. I like taking the Metro.
Mm.
I used to live in New York, take the Metro everywhere.
Yeah.
So actually subway in New York.
Mhm.
So what else we got to talk about?
Yeah, your favorite building in downtown.
Oh, my favorite building.
Yeah, let's talk about favorite buildings.
My favorite buildings.
Yeah.
Favorite building. Well, I got two kind of favorite buildings.
Okay.
I got because I'm a realtor. I got to mention the Eastern Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
It's super cool. The outside's amazing. But my favorite building is the U.S. Bank Tower.
Now, when you pick a favorite building, do you pick it based on architecture, history?
I'm just going by what pops out of my head as my favorite building. I don't know. It's just whatever.
What makes it your favorite building?
I think there's many buildings in downtown
Mm-hmm.
that are cool, obviously. But usually the direction I'm looking at the U.S. Bank Tower, it's typically the only building that I see. And I'm typically looking kind of northwest diagonally. It's the only building you see. And it just stands there. It's super tall. It's the tallest building in downtown. The U.S. Bank Tower is the tallest building downtown. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay.
There's this nonsense about the Intercontinental being the tallest building, but that's just a tall building with an antenna. That's not real. Now, by the way, the Intercontinental is an amazing building too.
Yes.
Has amazing restaurants as well. That's another reason I like the U.S. Bank Tower.
Okay.
I do love 7-1 and above. It's one of my favorite restaurants.
See, because you can see the U.S. Tower from there.
No, because it's in the U.S. Bank Tower.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So 7-1 above's in the U.S. Bank Tower. During COVID, we did an amazing shoot out there because obviously 7-1 above couldn't be open because it's inside.
Mm-hmm.
They opened up some patio deck or something on a different floor,
Mm-hmm.
and they rolled out this thing, and we shot live out there on Instagram, had an amazing meal.
Wow.
That was an amazing memory. That's one of those things obviously would have never happened without COVID. It was kind of forced them to do something to get things going, but we had an amazing meal out there, and it was pitch dark and the skylines and all that. But have you been to 7-1 and above?
Yeah.
And you've been to the restaurants in Intercontinental?
Yes. Not all of them, but yes.
Yeah, no, we talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nico X, right?
Yeah.
And you guys, the Wolves had an event there.
Correct.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, the Intercontinental is not, the U.S. Bank Tower is the tallest building in downtown, period. Intercontinental, tall building with an antenna. That don't count.
Okay.
And I declare as the arbiter of such things
And you're saying the Eastern Columbia building also
is a super cool building.
But why do you like that one? So
It's
if
just-
you had to choose one, which one would you choose?
The U.S. Bank Tower, but
Okay.
I just wanted to, I think the Eastern Columbia is a beautiful building.
Okay.
What about you?
Hands down for me, the Bradbury building.
Very cool building.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like it.
No, that is an amazing building.
I mean, look at all the things it shot. I mean, right away, Blade Runner comes to mind.
By the way, that's on the other side of the Grand Central Market, basically on the other side, and a football's throw.
Yeah.
Even I could hit it, but
Yeah, no, Blade Runner obviously made that building famous, but you walk in there and that space to this day just gives you like you just see you make it feel like it's an awe. Like it's a beautiful building. The architecture in it was great. So many things shot in there that I can think of, like 500 Days of Summer, but it's a building that stands on its own. Yeah.
got it. You mentioned movies though. You're a movie guy.
Yeah.
What exactly do you do in the movies? Because you've never told us. Well, you've
Uh,
told me, but you never told us.
I think we have.
No, you didn't tell me exactly what you do.
I'm an assistant director.
So, and what does that mean?
An assistant director is a person that's in charge of scheduling,
Scheduling.
keeping people on track, on budget, keeping track of the actors, making sure they go where they need to be, coordinating extras in the movie as well, and executing. Basically, the short answer is executing the director's vision. The director works with a team, that's us. He has a vision, and we help him execute and coordinate that with all the departments, so he doesn't have to talk to every single department. We make sure his vision comes through.
Got it.
Yeah.
You have worked on, I know you worked on Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
What other amazing movies have you worked on? Terminator 3.
I did a Seinfeld movie that hasn't come out yet. It's called Unfrosted. It should be coming out sometime this year. It's based in Michigan, they believe 1963, of the story of Kellogg's and Post cereal and who came up with Pop-Tarts first. It's a comedy loosely based on some historic facts.
Okay. Seinfeld?
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld, Jim Gaffigan, Melissa McCarthy, Hugh Grant. So cool cast.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
And you've done some Star Wars?
Yes, I did Obi-Wan Kenobi
Mm-hmm.
a few years ago, which was a limited series. It was a 7-part series that originally was going to be a feature, and they just broke it down into a show, which is a great experience. Yeah, just shooting something of the Star Wars universe is pretty awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been very lucky.
Dream project?
Dream project, Rocky Balboa.
How many Rockies have there been?
Technically 6, and then plus 3 with Creed.
There's been 9 Rocky movies?
Yeah, I did the last one. It's called Rocky Balboa, which is technically Rocky 6. Yeah.
And your dream is to do another Rocky?
No, that was my dream.
Oh, that was your dream.
Yeah.
Got it.
I grew up being a huge Rocky fan, so
got it.
working on that was special.
Wow, I didn't realize there was that many Rockies. Well, that's cool. You got your
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah. And I mean, I grew up being a big Terminator fan too.
Oh yeah.
So just being a part of that series too, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we found out, I think we mentioned before, but Terminator was shot in this building, Terminator 1.
Yeah.
There was a
mentioned
scene.
that. Yeah.
Crazy. I want to get a list of all the cool movies shot downtown. There's probably too many to
Oh, there's
list.
a lot. I mean, comes to
Crazy,
mind, one
right?
of the people that thinks right away about downtown is Heat. You know, and the whole shootout scene that happened here in downtown, which is pretty awesome.
The movie did, right?
Yeah,
Because I'm pretty sure the real life bank was in
in the valley.
the valley, right?
yeah.
I thought so. My friends lived very close to that bank
Mhm.
at the time.
Mhm.
It was kind of like Roscoe or somewhere around there.
I forget exactly where.
Yeah, I know. But what else do we have?
See, what else we have?
Oh, the Ocean Wide.
Yes, Oceanside. You mean
Ocean Wide.
Ocean Wide? Okay.
So, because it made me think of it going to the Moxie, the
Mhm.
Roxy, not the Roxy, the Moxie. Right down the street from the Moxie is the Ocean Wide development
Okay.
that was going to be the coolest, baddest thing in the world, $1 billion development, and then they ran out of money, and that was 2019, 2020, pre-COVID. So it's been sitting there. It's been sitting there empty with nothing happening for 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
I would think. Interesting update. I was speaking to a potential client who builds hotels, and he's working on some projects downtown. And I've talked to many people, but there's some confusion. There's some, in other words, can they sell that building, and then can someone finish it? And I've been told by some people that it needs to be torn down, which you could imagine would be a disaster to tear that thing down.
Mm-hmm.
But I spoke to someone who builds hotels, and he says they can salvage it and someone can buy it and finish it. So that's good news,
Okay.
because we wouldn't want to see that thing torn down. I don't think, right?
No.
I mean, I'm not an expert in these things, in construction of massive city lot developments in these areas, but I would think we want someone to get it and finish it, and obviously be safe and finished, right?
Yeah.
Not torn down, and then who knows what happens. It turns into a lot for another 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what usually happens.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm hoping Ocean Wide. I mean, people in real estate are talking about this all the time. When's it going to finish? Or who's going to buy it? Because the company, they're going bankrupt. It's a Chinese development company. I heard they declared bankruptcy in China too as well.
Okay.
So hopefully sooner rather than later, someone buys it, someone fixes it up, finishes it, and opens it, whatever it might end up being. You would imagine there'll be apartments or condos.
Yeah.
And apartments or condos, and probably 2 or 3 hotels in there.
Right.
It's a massive development, but it's good to hear from someone that knows that they can salvage that thing.
That's good news.
Yeah, that's really good news.
Yeah.
We talked. Michigan's been on a roll. You're doing a pop up in Michigan and Corktown, Detroit.
Yeah.
The college team won the national championship,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Detroit Lions are on a roll.
Yeah, they won again.
They won again.
Yeah.
They're one game away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then this Sunday is the championships, NFC, AFC.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be watching them at Tom's, of course. And we got Detroit.
Who are you rooting for?
Well, I have a friend who's a big Niners fan, so I better say I'm rooting for the Niners.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be upset if Detroit won. They haven't ever won a Super Bowl, so it would be kind of nice to share the love, no?
I think that's the consensus that I've been talking to people. They've become Detroit fans just because they've never won anything. So everybody loves an underdog story. So
Right. So I'll be happy whoever wins that game.
Mhm.
And then I really would, I hate to say it, but I don't like the Ravens.
Mm.
So I would prefer the Kansas City Chiefs one, which means another 3 zillion Taylor Swift commercials. So my picks for championship weekend,
Okay.
the Ravens are the much better team. They're going to win unless they choke.
Okay.
So that's what's going to happen there. I can't control either of those, so I'm not going to, what's my guess? The Ravens are so good, I'm going to guess the Ravens are going to win.
Okay.
And then in the second game, the Niners really played bad last week. Was that a fluke? If they play that bad again, the Lions are going to win. The Niners should win.
All right.
So now I need to actually pick, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go. The Ravens are too good to choke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick. Now, that's not who I want to win, so I think's going to win. My friend's going to hate me for saying this, but I'm going to pick the Ravens and the Lions.
Okay.
Because I think the Niners are secretly not perfectly well put together.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
there's some hidden weaknesses there that are going to get exposed on Sunday.
All
As a lover of football, that's
Uh-huh.
what's going to happen.
Well, you heard it here. And
You heard it
I
here.
guess we'll check in next week, see if your
Right.
picks were right.
Yeah. What happens if I'm right? What do I get?
Nothing.
Do I get that fancy bottle from Jackalope?
Absolutely not.
We'll have to go back for some fancy bubble water for me, right? All right, we'll do that. That's about it, right?
Yeah, I think we're good.
We think we covered all.
Yeah, this has been a good week.
All right, well, we'll see you next week, everybody.
Yeah, see where we're at.
Isaac and Dino and Isaac out.
Yeah, we're out. How long was that?
I say it was about
Hour 10?
50.
50 minutes?
Yeah.